From the moment you were born, something about you was different. You might not have seen it, but the unseen realm did. Heaven placed a seal upon your spirit, a divine mark that cannot be erased, cannot be camouflaged, cannot be denied. And this is the very reason why demons stalk you. They don't waste their time on the ordinary. They are not concerned with those who live without purpose. But the moment you were marked by heaven, you became visible to the kingdom of darkness. You see, in the spiritual world, this mark shines brighter than any crown. It is not visible to human eyes, but it radiates like fire in the eyes of demons. When you walk into a room, people might just see a regular man or woman, but the spirit realm doesn't. The spirit realm sees the fire, the glow, the undeniable aura of someone chosen. That mark screams, "This one belongs to God. This one carries destiny. This one is untouchable unless heaven permits it." But understand this, the mark is both your greatest protection and your greatest exposure. While it proves you are sealed, it also makes you a target. Demons identify it instantly. They do not need to search for you. They do not need to question who you are. The mark speaks louder than any introduction. The moment you enter a space, the atmosphere shifts, because spirits know that heaven's property just walked in. Imagine this scene for a moment. A chosen one, unaware of the weight of their destiny, steps into a crowded place. To the human eye, they look ordinary. But in the unseen realm, alarms go off. The demonic forces in the area suddenly turn. They whisper among themselves, "The marked one is here." Their attention locks on you. They stalk not because you are weak, but because you are dangerous. You are a carrier of light in a world addicted to darkness. This is why you felt watched when nobody is there. This is why you've been targeted by hate for no reason. This is why you face storms that seem far greater than what you deserved. You are not paranoid. You are marked. Think about the story of Job. Heaven itself highlighted him. God said, "Have you considered my servant Job?" And instantly the enemy turned his eyes toward him. What? Because Job was marked. His righteousness, his faithfulness, his covenant with God, all of it made him visible. And once the enemy saw him, the stalking began. Your life mirrors this in so many ways. You've wondered why people betray you, why doors close, why opposition comes from the strangest places. The answer is simple: you've been marked. And demons stalk what they cannot control. They watch, hoping to find weakness. They circle, waiting for a slip. But beneath it all, their obsession is confirmation. You are who heaven says you are. Let me make this clear: not everyone carries this mark. Many live unnoticed by the kingdom of darkness because their lives pose no threat. But you've been chosen for something greater. And that divine selection automatically painted a target on your back. Heaven marked you. Hell noticed. This is why your childhood was strange. This is why your battles began early. Even before you understood who you were, the spirit realm did. The kingdom of darkness stalked you because heaven had already claimed you. You might have wondered, why me? Why does it feel like trouble follows me? It's not random. It's not bad luck. It's the mark. But let me give you hope. If heaven marked you, it was not to destroy you. It was to preserve you. The mark declares ownership. It says, "This soul is heaven's property. This destiny is sealed. This purpose will manifest." And while demons stalk you, they cannot undo what heaven has decreed. Picture it like this: a lion prowls around the edge of a campfire. It circles, hungry, searching, but it cannot cross into the fire. That's how demons operate around chosen ones. They stalk, they circle, they scheme, but your mark is a blazing fire that stops them from destroying you outright. The stalking is real, but so is the protection. And yet, that doesn't make it easier. Chosen ones often feel the weight of this invisible pursuit. You feel misunderstood, alienated, attacked for no reason. People betray you with no explanation. Relationships crumble unexpectedly. Opportunities slip away mysteriously. These are not coincidences. These are patterns, signs that your mark has drawn attention from the other side. But don't fear the stalking. Instead, recognize it as proof. Proof that you're not ordinary. Proof that you've been set apart. Proof that you're carrying something so valuable, the enemy is desperate to derail it. The mark that heaven placed upon you cannot be hidden. Demons know it, angels know it, and deep down, you've always felt it. That pull, that sense that life was never going to let you blend in, was the Spirit of God reminding you, you are chosen. And when you understand this truth, everything changes. Suddenly, the stalking isn't just harassment, it's confirmation. You realize, if hell is watching me this closely, heaven must be preparing me for something massive. Because here's the secret most people don't realize: the more stalked you are, the greater your purpose. Chosen one, let's go deeper. You already know you're marked. But why does this make demons so obsessed with you? Why do they stalk your every move as if your life is the center of their mission? The answer is layered, but at its core it is about one thing: your divine potential. Demons don't stalk empty vessels. They don't waste energy on people with no spiritual weight. Their obsession with you is tied to the treasure you carry. Heaven invested something eternal inside you, and hell sees it as a threat. Your destiny, your calling, your anointing. These are spiritual weapons, and the kingdom of darkness is terrified of what happens when you unleash them. Think about it. Demons are fallen beings who once walked in the glory of God. They understand power when they see it. And though you may not fully understand your own strength, they do. They see your aura radiating divine authority even when you doubt yourself. They see your prayers shaking the unseen even when you feel weak. They see your worship disrupting their assignments even when you feel like nothing is changing. That's why they stalk. It's not that you're weak, it's that you're dangerous. You're a walking contradiction to their agenda. Your very existence in certain spaces is warfare. You shift atmospheres without trying. You expose darkness without speaking a word. The light in you irritates demons because it reminds them of what they lost forever. And here's the truth: demons study chosen ones more closely than anyone else. They stalk to learn your patterns. They watch to see when you're vulnerable. They whisper lies in moments of weakness, hoping to exploit openings. Their obsession is strategic, but it's also desperate. Remember Peter in the New Testament? Jesus told him plainly, "Satan has asked to sift you like wheat, but I have prayed for you." Why Peter? Because his destiny carried weight. Peter was marked to be a foundation of the church. And Satan stalked him, hoping to destroy him before that purpose could manifest. The same is true for you. The enemy stalks because your destiny is too heavy to ignore. Now let's break down 3 main reasons demons stalk you with such intensity. 1. Your light exposes their darkness. Demons thrive in secrecy, deception, and shadows. But when a chosen one walks into a room, the hidden is revealed. Even without speaking, your presence disrupts lies. Have you noticed how people get uncomfortable around you without reason? Or how truth tends to come out when you're near? That's not coincidence. That's your light exposing what darkness wanted to keep hidden. This makes demons furious. They stalk you because your aura threatens their cover. You become a living alarm system, exposing what others can't see. 2. Your prayers shift realities. The prayers of a chosen one carry unusual power. Even when you pray half-heartedly, heaven moves. Even when you don't feel it, your words tear through strongholds. And demons know this. That's why they try to distract you, drain you, and make you doubt the effectiveness of your prayers. They stalk you to anticipate when you'll pray so they can launch distractions. They stalk you to see what you're targeting so they can resist it. But despite their attempts, your prayers still carry weight. That's why they fear you. 3. Your destiny threatens their kingdom. The truth is, your calling is not small. You were not placed on this earth for mediocrity. Your destiny carries eternal consequences. Every soul you touch, every chain you break, every truth you speak, it weakens the kingdom of darkness. Demons stalk you because they know that if you ever fully realize your identity, you will wreak havoc on their operations. They stalk you because your very obedience to God is a death sentence to their plans. This is why your life feels like a constant battle. This is why resistance meets you at every turn. It's not because you're cursed, it's because you're too powerful to ignore. Demons stalk what heaven promotes. But here's what makes their obsession even more frustrating for them. They cannot win. They can stalk, they can tempt, they can try to derail you, but they cannot erase the mark heaven placed on you. You are sealed. And no amount of stalking changes that. If anything, their stalking only confirms your status. Think about it. Why would demons spend so much time studying you if you weren't important? Why would they waste resources chasing after you if you weren't carrying something massive? Their obsession is evidence that you are carrying divine fire. But chosen one, this is where your perspective must shift. Instead of fearing the stalking, begin to see it as proof. Proof that your life is shaking the unseen. Proof that your prayers are cutting deeper than you know. Proof that your presence in this world terrifies the enemy. When demons stalk you, it means heaven has already stamped you as significant. It means your story is bigger than you thought. It means you are not just surviving attacks. You are so threatening that the enemy has no choice but to keep his eyes on you. And here's the irony: the more they stalk you, the more they reveal who you are. Without meaning to, their obsession is your confirmation. So the next time you feel watched, next time you feel targeted, remember this. The reason is not because you're cursed, but because you're crowned. Heaven marked you. Demons noticed. And their stalking is proof that your destiny is unstoppable. Chosen one, now we need to talk about the war you fight that no one else sees. The silent battles. the invisible warfare. The struggles that look small on the surface but in the spirit realm they are colossal. See, when demons stalk you, they don't just attack openly. They prefer subtlety. Their goal isn't always to knock you down in one dramatic moment. Often it's to drain you slowly, to discourage you quietly, to make you doubt yourself until you silence your own light. This is why many chosen ones walk through life feeling exhausted without knowing why. It's not just physical tiredness. It's spiritual fatigue. You are constantly being stalked by spirits that feed on your energy. They attack your sleep. They burden your mind with intrusive thoughts. They stir up conflict in relationships. They cause delays, blockages, and strange frustrations. To others, these look like coincidences. To you, they are silent wars. The battle of the mind. This is where demons hit hardest. They whisper lies when you're alone. They try to convince you that you are unloved, unseen, or abandoned. They magnify your insecurities and replay your failures. Why? Because if they can win in your mind, they can weaken your spirit. But here's the truth they don't want you to realize. Your mind is a battlefield, but you are not defenseless. Every lie they whisper can be silenced with truth. Every attack on your identity can be countered by God's word. The enemy stalks your thoughts because he knows once you renew your mind, you become unstoppable. The battle in relationships. Ever noticed how often chosen ones experience betrayal, isolation, or sudden distance from loved ones? It's not random. Demons stalk your connections because they understand the power of unity. If they can keep you isolated, they can try to weaken you. They manipulate people around you to misunderstand you. They stir up conflict over small things. They plant seeds of jealousy and resentment in those close to you. Why? Because they want you to believe you are unworthy of love. But the truth is, this is their fear strategy. They know that if you ever link arms with the right people, your combined light will shatter their assignments. The battle over your energy. Chosen ones often feel drained after being around certain environments or people. That's not in your head. It's spiritual. Demons use vessels, people who are spiritually open to them, to siphon your energy. You walk away from a conversation feeling heavy, tired, or spiritually polluted, and you can't explain why. That's because your aura exposed the darkness in them, and in return the darkness tried to pull from your light. You see, this is why protecting your space is so important. It's not about being antisocial. It's about being wise. Your energy is not ordinary. It carries the fragrance of heaven. Demons stalk you to feed off it, but you have the authority to cut off their access. The battle of delay and frustration. Have you ever noticed how often your progress seems hindered? Doors that should open remain closed. Simple tasks become complicated. Opportunities slip through your fingers. People around you seem to advance easily, but for you, every step feels like warfare. That's not because you're cursed. It's because demons stalk your path, setting snares of delay to frustrate your spirit. Their hope is that you'll give up before your breakthrough arrives. But chosen one, listen carefully. If your path feels unusually resisted, it's because what's on the other side is unusually powerful. The resistance is confirmation of the weight of your blessing. The battle for your sleep. Chosen ones often experience strange dreams, sleep paralysis, or waking up exhausted even after rest. That's because your dream life is a spiritual battlefield. Demons stalk you in the night because they know your subconscious is open, and God often speaks through dreams. They launch attacks to sow fear, confusion, or sexual immorality into your spirit. But again, this is proof of your power. If your dream life is being targeted, it means your dreams are portals of revelation. Heaven uses your night seasons to instruct you, and hell is terrified of what you might receive if you remain unblocked. These silent battles are constant, and most people around you will never understand them. They see your outer life but not your inner warfare. They don't realize that behind your calm face is a spirit constantly standing guard. They don't know how many attacks you've endured just to show up. But chosen one, here's the beauty, you're still standing. Despite the whispers, you haven't bowed. Despite the betrayals, you haven't stopped loving. Despite the delays, you haven't quit. Despite the strange warfare in your sleep, you still rise and pray. That's evidence of heaven's mark on you. Demons stalk you because heaven has trusted you with endurance. Not everyone can carry what you carry. Not everyone can survive the weight of constant opposition. But you can. And every silent battle you fight is sharpening your spirit. So the next time you feel drained, misunderstood, or resisted, remember this. It's not a sign that you're weak. It's confirmation that you're chosen. Every silent battle you win terrifies the enemy. Every time you refuse to break, heaven celebrates. You are not fighting for nothing. You are being trained, refined, and prepared for a destiny that will shatter darkness in ways you don't yet see. And that's why demons stalk you. Because even your silent battles are victories in disguise. Chosen one, let me pull back the curtain for you. While you feel the weight of demons stalking you, you must understand this: heaven has never left you unguarded. If demons are stalking, it's only because heaven has permitted you to be tested, but never abandoned. Every step you've taken, every night you've survived, every trap you've avoided, was proof of divine protection. You are marked not only as a target but also as a vessel under constant surveillance by heaven's armies. And though the enemy lurks in the shadows, heaven's hand is always closer. The unseen hand of God. Have you ever looked back and realized that certain things could have destroyed you but somehow they didn't? That toxic relationship you escaped. That accident you walked away from. That financial collapse that didn't take your sanity. Those weren't coincidences. That was the unseen hand of God covering you. Psalm 91 says, "He will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." This isn't poetic fluff. It's reality. As a chosen one, there are angels on assignment to shield you from what you don't even know is coming. Demons stalk but heaven defends. Angels on assignment. The truth is, you have bodyguards you cannot see. Angels walk with you into rooms where demons hoped you'd be destroyed. They surround you when you drive, when you sleep, when you step into unfamiliar places. You don't see them, but the enemy does. This is why some attacks against you never manifest. Demons may plot, but angels intercept. That car that almost hit you. That business deal that collapsed before it trapped you. That friendship that ended before it betrayed you. These were not accidents. Angels intervened. Chosen one, never think you are defenseless. The fact that you wake up every day and walk forward despite spiritual attacks is proof that your protection is active. God limits the enemy's access. Even when you feel overwhelmed, understand this: God has placed boundaries around the enemy. Demons can stalk, but they can't destroy you without divine permission. Remember Job? Satan could afflict him, but only within limits set by God. The same applies to you. Every chosen one walks with an invisible hedge. The enemy can test, tempt, frustrate, but he cannot take your life or cancel your destiny. He doesn't have that power. And that hedge is why you've survived attacks others did not. Heaven said, "You can come this far, but no further." The power of prayer is protection. Chosen ones often underestimate the power of their own prayers. Do you realize that when you pray, you activate heaven's defense system? Prayer isn't just talking into the air, it's a weapon that shifts atmospheres. How many times have you prayed and felt nothing, yet later discovered that something dangerous was avoided? That wasn't coincidence. That was your prayer working as a shield. Demons stalk, but your prayers summon reinforcements. Your whispered, "God, protect me," is enough to scatter a legion. This is why demons work overtime to keep you from praying. They want you distracted, discouraged, or doubtful. They fear your prayers more than your presence. Because your aura exposes them, but your prayers destroy their grip. Dream protection. Remember how we spoke about warfare in dreams? What you may not realize is that many times you actually win battles while you're asleep. You may wake up tired, but that's because your spirit was fighting while your body rested. Chosen ones sometimes dream of escaping attacks, running from danger, or defeating enemies. Those aren't just dreams. They are symbolic manifestations of the battles heaven is helping you win. Even in your most vulnerable state, heaven equips you. The peace that passes understanding. Here's something powerful. Even when demons stalk you, you carry an inner peace that doesn't make sense. People look at your situation and wonder how you haven't collapsed. They don't know it's because heaven is holding you together. The enemy wants you in chaos, but God plants peace in you as proof of his protection. That peace is a shield. It's why anxiety doesn't consume you fully. It's why despair hasn't swallowed you. It's why depression hasn't ended you. Peace is heaven's quiet reminder, "I've got you covered." Testimonies of survival. Chosen ones carry testimonies others can't comprehend. If you told the full truth of what you've survived, many would not believe it. Because human logic can't explain your survival. That's because it wasn't human strength, it was divine preservation. That's why demons stalk you. They've tried before. They've tested you in childhood, in your teenage years, in your early adulthood. And every time heaven said no. You were marked, but you were also shielded. So chosen one, don't confuse stalking with victory. Demons stalk you, yes. They lurk, they scheme, they whisper. But heaven has always been one step ahead. You are still here not because you are lucky, but because you are protected. If you ever feel weary, remember this truth. The only reason the enemy still stalks is because he couldn't stop you before. That should remind you of how powerful your destiny is. Heaven has marked you, but heaven has also covered you. The stalking is proof of your divine importance. The protection is proof of God's unbreakable covenant over your life. You may not always see it, but heaven has never left you unguarded. Chosen one, let me tell you the truth: demons never want exposed. They don't stalk you because they're confident, they stalk you because they're terrified. They see what you carry, and they know that if you ever fully step into it, their assignments collapse. Understand this clearly: fear attracts pursuit. When the enemy sees something that threatens him, he stalks it. He doesn't stalk what he already controls. He stalks what he cannot manipulate. And that's you. The power inside you terrifies hell. What exactly do you carry that has hell so restless? You carry divine authority. You carry a mark from heaven that grants you access to realms demons can never enter again. You carry the Spirit of God Himself. That's why every chosen one's life feels different, heavier, and more pressured. You weren't just given talents or gifts, you were given an assignment. And your assignment has the power to dismantle systems of darkness. When you speak truth, lies crumble. When you pray, atmospheres shift. When you simply walk into a room, hidden agendas get exposed. Your presence forces masks to fall off. Demons hate that because exposure is their worst enemy. Your voice disrupts darkness. Have you noticed how often people try to silence you? Whether through mockery, rejection, or misunderstanding, there's always resistance against your voice. That's because your voice carries weight in the spiritual realm. Demons fear your prayers. They fear your declarations. They fear when you speak life into others. Your words are not ordinary, they carry the backing of heaven. Every time you pray over a friend, encourage a stranger, or declare truth over your own life, demons lose ground. This is why they stalk you, to intimidate you into silence. But silence is surrender, and the chosen ones were never created to surrender. Your light exposes hidden darkness. Remember this: the enemy thrives in secrecy. His schemes work best when nobody notices them. But the moment light shines, his operations are exposed. And chosen ones radiate light without even trying. It's why people confess their struggles to you without knowing why. It's why liars get uncomfortable in your presence. It's why manipulators slip up around you. Your aura exposes the shadows they were hiding in. Demons fear light because it reveals them. And you, chosen one, are a living flashlight in a dark world. You're a chain breaker. Generational curses, patterns, addictions. Many of them stop with you. That's what demons are afraid of. They stalk you because you were chosen to end cycles. What ran through your bloodline for generations will not pass through you. Think about it. Maybe poverty ruled your family, but God marked you for prosperity. Maybe abuse lingered, but you were chosen for healing. Maybe silence and oppression dominated, but you were chosen to be a voice. Demons stalk you because you are the interruption. You are the breaker of chains they thought would never be broken. You carry unreleased potential. Hell knows something that you sometimes forget. You haven't even tapped into your full potential yet. That's why demons fight you so hard now, because they're terrified of what you'll become tomorrow. If you're already a threat while you're still discovering yourself, imagine what will happen when you're fully awakened. Imagine the impact of your prayers, your influence, your wisdom once you step fully into alignment with God. This is why the enemy attacks early. That's why many chosen ones face warfare from childhood. The enemy always tries to abort destiny before it matures. But the fact you survived means he failed. Your resilience intimidates hell. Demons stalk you not only because of what you carry, but because of what you've already proven. Think about it: you've been attacked before. You've been betrayed. You've been broken. And yet you're still here. That resilience terrifies the enemy. Hell expected you to collapse, but you rose. They planned your destruction, but you survived. Every comeback you make signals to the demonic realm that you are unstoppable. They stalk you because they're desperate to find your breaking point. But chosen ones don't break, they transform. The glory on your life. Above all, demons fear the glory of God that rests on you. This isn't about you being perfect or flawless. It's about the fact that heaven's fingerprint is visible on you. When the enemy sees you, he doesn't just see a human being. He sees a child of the Most High, cloaked in divine authority. That's why attacks intensify right before breakthroughs. Demons sense when God is about to elevate you and they panic. They stalk harder when heaven is preparing to release new levels of favor, wisdom, and power. Chosen one, hear me. If demons stalk you, it's not because you're weak, it's because you're dangerous to them. They fear what you carry. They fear the impact you haven't even made yet. They fear the destiny you're still walking into. So when you feel watched, attacked, or hunted, remember this. It's not harassment, it's confirmation. Confirmation that you are marked. Confirmation that you are chosen. Confirmation that hell is terrified of your existence. Demons stalk you not because you belong to them, but because you were chosen to destroy them. Chosen one, now that you understand why demons stalk you, let me tell you the truth that will set you free. You don't have to fear them. They fear you. Yes, they stalk you. Yes, they whisper lies. Yes, they try to unsettle your peace and sabotage your destiny. But here's the reality: their power over you is limited. The mark of heaven that makes them notice you is the same mark that protects you. You are not walking around defenseless. You are surrounded. Angels camp around those who are marked. The same God who chose you is the same God who fights for you. Scripture says those who are sealed by God cannot be touched in the same way others can. That's why attacks aimed at your life have missed. That's why what killed others didn't kill you. That's why doors slammed in your face eventually led to better ones opening. Demons stalk you, but they cannot consume you. Why? Because heaven has marked you. And the blood of Christ over your life speaks louder than any curse, hex, or demonic plot. Never forget this: the enemy only fights what threatens him. So the pressure you feel is proof that your assignment is massive. You weren't chosen for something small. You were chosen for something that shakes atmospheres, something that alters history, something that heaven and hell both recognize. And because of that, intimidation will come. But intimidation is just smoke. It has no power unless you bow to it. Demons stalk to scare, not to stop. Their biggest weapon is fear, but fear collapses in the presence of faith. You are armored. Heaven has clothed you in protection. Every prayer you've whispered, every tear you've cried, every battle you've endured has layered your armor with resilience. Demons see it. That's why they back off when you pray. That's why they scatter when you worship. That's why they lose grip when you speak the word of God over your life. They stalk, but they cannot win. They watch, but they cannot conquer. Chosen one, it's time to stop living like prey and start living like the warrior you are. You are not hunted without protection. You are not marked without reason. You are chosen, sealed, and destined. The mark of heaven isn't just a target. It's a shield, a banner, a crown. Every attack against you is evidence of your calling. Every battle you've survived is proof of your resilience. Every time the enemy thought you were finished, God was only getting started. So walk fearlessly. Walk boldly. Walk knowing that the reason demons stalk you is because you're dangerous to their kingdom. And the reason you will keep standing is because you are marked by heaven. If you felt this message deep in your spirit, don't leave without subscribing right now. This is your community, Chosen One. Stay connected, because what's coming next will empower you to keep walking boldly in your purpose.